Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my messy kitchen. We've been cooking all morning, had a lovely brunch. I have fired up the wood stove this morning. She's going to be clean tonight. She's ready to go for the season. I can tell you right now, my hot box, my little oven right now, even though we haven't fed the fire in several hours, it's at 200 degrees. So she is doing a great job over here, which leads to this entire conversation we're about to have, which is asking you to ask yourself, where are you in terms of your self-reliance? Where are you with food storage, water, medications, backup needs, not wants, needs, and the ability to stay warm? I can tell you here in East Tennessee that the warming centers are already opening up. They opened up one already in Blount County. You can go online and Google it and see all the different places. A lot of them are churches, like your YMCAs. This one is a Baptist church. Some of your health centers, health departments, different locations in your county. If you are experiencing extreme weather conditions, a lot of these places will allow you to come. For example, they're going to feed you a free meal for dinner. You'll be able to be there from at least 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., which is typically the height of cold weather in terms of obviously being cold. Temperatures are dealing with cold temperatures, and they're going to give you breakfast. So, guys, if you need help, please seek help. Don't get into a position where you're not eating and you're not warm, okay? We're going to have a lot of people right now as we are entering literally the winter months. I mean, I know we're at Thanksgiving, but winter is right around the corner, but it sure does feel like winter, doesn't it? You know, when we're talking about it being 21 degrees outside, okay? You're talking about freezing conditions, and it makes it very hard on people when they don't have a heat source at home, which is leading me to what I'm going to tell you, what we're going to talk about, and what I'm about to read. Okay, so we can talk about all the things that we are seeing in Europe. Germany has come out apparently overnight and is talking about and is telling their people to prepare. Due to harsh winter conditions coming, due to power outages, and all the things that we've been talking about for a year and a half here on the channel, last year especially. And we all know what's been going on over there. Actually, do we really know what all has been going on over in Europe and everywhere else? That's another question. But people are suffering, okay? The German people have been told to have at least a 10-day supply of food and water, etc. But I want to read this to you because I think there's a lot of people that just think some things are kind of going on, but because it's not hitting them yet, they just think they're going to skirt by, and it's something in the news, and you know, it's something that some doomsday person on Appalachia's Homestead's telling me, but it's not going to affect me. Well, I think you need to understand that it's affecting a lot of people, and at what point it's going to affect you, I can't say. But let me tell you this. We work off of, as much as we can, off of wood heat. Now, we have to make decisions when and how we do that. I mean, obviously, if it's going to be 55 degrees by Wednesday, I'm not going to fire up my wood stove. I'm conserving my wood. But I have backup. Okay, when Texas froze, I was determined to add another heat source to this home, and I worked my tail off, and it took us well over a year and 3 months to get it complete. Order to delivery to install. It took us a long time, the well and the wood stove here. At my previous home, if you followed me for a long time, and listen to me, I'm going somewhere with this. And if you hear that background, that's a snoring elderly dog. Yes, she's snoring. She's 15. She can do whatever she wants. So anyway, the first year that we moved to our last homestead up on the mountaintop, up on the Cumberland Plateau, which was in 2013, we only had basically propane heat. We didn't have a backup source. And we knew we were going to want to add one, but, you know, obviously they take time and money, right? Time and money. So that was a goal. And that year, we ended up filling our it's the bigger propane tanks. Now we had propane at that time. James and I were just talking about this last night. We were looking, if our memory serves, and it's pretty doggone close, I want to say that we were $3.95 or $3.96, maybe $3.85. We were almost $4 a gallon to buy propane to keep our house warm. And the house was built in 1870, so it was very drafty. And even if our best efforts, we actually, that first full year, now it was the full year, we ended up filling that tank 3 different times. Of course, you fill it once you get down to about 20%, right? So it wasn't a complete empty moment and then we fill up. You never want to try to do that. But it was very, very expensive. It was very crushing for us financially, okay? At $3.75 to $4 a gallon, okay, in that ballpark. Okay, so I got an email or a posting this week from somebody that I personally know, okay? This is not somebody that's just writing on my YouTube channel or I read this somewhere. This is someone that I personally know. So I know this lovely lady. I'll be generic in about who she is, but she lives in Ohio. I don't think she's going to mind me telling you that. I will also tell you that she is living with and she helps her parents who are in their 80s. So you're talking about 2 generations living together. We've talked about multi-generational living because a lot of people have to, okay? But here's the deal. So you have 2 elderly folks in their 80s, a farmer, in fact, a farmer, and then obviously their daughter who has written this, and I do have permission to read this to you, by the way, because I asked her. She said it was time to fill our tank, our heating oil tank. 2 years ago, it was $1.97. Today, it is $6.02. The price has tripled. It's going to cost us nearly $6,500 to completely fill our tank. You know, most people cannot afford that. What are people going to do? How does our leaders expect people to afford this? What are people expected to do? Freeze to death? Go without medication? And they are saying today that heating oil is expected to increase another 48% by the end of the winter. When is this going to end? How is this going to stop? We will most likely only half fill our tank and hope the price comes down by February. I'm sorry to rant, but we are so mad at this situation. Now, folks, I don't know what your situation is, but the reason I'm reading this to you and the reason this has haunted me since I read this yesterday is because I haven't been at this price, but I understand exactly where this is headed. And this is why I was so upset about this because, like I said, even at $3 and say 85 cents, with a harsh winter that we experienced in the 2013, 2014, we had the ice apocalypses came through. I understand how quickly you can run through this in a home. And I understand, I want you to think about this. If you have to fill a tank 3 times in a year and it's going to average $6,500 or even $5,000, depending on the level, who has that kind of money to be doing that? That's not including anything else that they're doing. That's just to make sure they can turn that on. I've been there to a degree, which is why we switched to wood heat. So this is what I'm saying. What are you doing? Do you understand that when we talk about people freezing this winter, it's not some random homeless person somewhere in a long-lost city somewhere that you're never going to have to deal with. It's not necessarily somebody across the pond, thousands of miles away from you that you've never met before. Folks, this is in our backyard. These are people that we know. Who has that kind of money? If you do, God love you. Maybe you can help somebody today, I hope. But I'm just saying, people are going to be freezing. I really don't want to say freezing to death. I know that's what she wrote, and I know that's where all of our minds go. But when we say freezing to death, this is not something that's just happening to some random person across the country that you don't know. These are people that we know. Folks, things are not getting any better. Sally's Beauty Supply has come out in the last 2 days and is closing 350 stores by next month. That's Christmas, by Christmas time. 350 stores. That not only is that horrible for the company, but those are job losses. I mean, even if each store only has 2 or 3 employees, those people are not going to have a job. They're going to have to do something else. What are you doing today to continue to prepare your home? Doing everything that you can. When we're talking about heat, understand that, like I said, there are heating centers and warming centers. If you're having trouble, see if you can get with somebody local with you that you can work with in terms of that in itself. Maybe you all can work out a deal in terms of staying for certain hours, or maybe if you need more wood for your wood stove, you can do something and they can help you with that. I don't know. I'm just saying my goal here, because there's so many possibilities, is to get you thinking and to get you to be creative and to get you to realize this is not something, like I said, that's somewhere else around the world. You can go online. There are websites that you can look at where you can see the prices of propane and heating oil. New England is getting hit, from what I understand. I heard the other morning, not yesterday morning, the morning before, how people, like she said, we're only going to fill our tank halfway. It's all we can do. I can tell you right now that if you are in a serious cold spurt and you are just lightly trying to run it, it does not last long. And you know that as well as I do, especially with older furnaces and different things like that, maybe in older homes that are not as efficient. And, what can people do? Right now, people are so pinched to just put food away and to get to work and put gas in the car and to buy heating oil. They can't go and do all these extra add-ons and different things to the home to necessarily be as efficient as somebody might suggest that they could be. Just to be smug and say, well, if you can't afford Rice Krispies, maybe you can buy generic ones. I mean, understand that this is affecting people that we know, and I want you to realize that, and I want you to check on the people around you, people in your family, the elderly, your neighbors, and just see where they are, okay? See where they are, and do they have a plan? Because winter is coming, and for a lot of us, especially if you're up in Buffalo, New York, it's already here. I hope you find this video helpful. I know it's stressful. How can this topic and this conversation not be stressful? As I said on October 25th, prepare for job losses. As we've been talking about for the last year, over a year, I'm documented on my channel for over a year talking about rationing. We've been talking about trying to be creative with your pantry. I'm working with, like I said, different things with my pantry. Everything that I cooked this morning was in my freezer and my pantry. I didn't go out and buy anything. These are things that I just tucked away, or I need to eat, or I need to whatever work with, or from my hens or whatever. We have to be creative, and we have to keep conversations going, because when they tell you that you might be in a recession next year, yet you're reading about people right now, good, hardworking people, paying thousands upon thousands of dollars just to heat their home for a time period, don't tell me we're not in a depression. What's the difference between a recession and a depression? I think we're all about to find out. And let's have the heart to help each other. Like, subscribe, and share. We've got some videos coming up. Guys, I'm going to be doing the video on the tuna for you. You're going to love it. It's great. Easy. Tuna patties. I can already see all the comments right now. I do it this way, and if you add this, and if you do, that's what we'd like. That's what we want. We want that participation, because see, when we're all talking with each other and we're all giving ideas to help each other, we're going to navigate much better. And that's the goal of my channel. And I thank you for being here. Like, subscribe, and share. Guys, we're not at Thanksgiving yet. What is January and February and even March going to look like? Please be thinking ahead, and we'll see you on the next video.